what is the matrix and how to exit, part 2. So the ultimate tyranny in a society is not controlled by martial law. It is controlled by the psychological manipulation of consciousness, through which reality is defined so that those who exist within it do not even realize that they are in prison. They want this way, so be it. As you want and how you think, so be it unto die. They do not even realize that there is something outside of where they exist. Yeah, but still it is now let's be realistic here. Yeah, there is something out there. However, it is still a phantom for many people. What I have seen is many planets. Yeah, there are other planets. I've seen it even recently, about 10 days, 11 days ago. I was standing there outside in the middle of the galaxy, and I saw a lot and lot of planets, small and big, around me. It was very beautiful and at the same time very amazing. And the first time was in 73 when I had my first out of death experience as a child, 6+ year old child. And it was okay. I was there in the void, not say void, it's just a constellation, very beautiful one. And I was in peace. I was not scared. I was very like curious, like always, like a little child, very curious. And I just want to roam around. And there were other beings there also floating, but they were of not human species. They were not human. Unless they were human, you see, human incarnated, and then what I saw there was their soul, over soul, which was not human. Do you understand what I mean? Like say, okay, I got a human vessel, a human body. However, I don't know what is inside, outside my soul, how it is composed of, how each one of us, which kind of oversoul we do have. Okay, so that's what I've seen there. So you have been controlled like sheep in a pen. They did not even realize what there is something outside of where they exist, because they want this way. They are not waked yet, so we cannot just go there and shake them. Hey, wake up! Like a hysterical mother wake up children in the morning if beats to, or a father to go to school. I was never like that. So you have been controlled like sheep in a pen by those who think they own you, from the government to the world management team, so WMT, to those in space. You have been deprived of knowledge by frequency control. Baba Marciniak brings us of the down. How to exit the matrix. The tools used in the matrix overlay have created a war on consciousness, because collectively we are unconscious. That's the problem with humanity, that they are unconscious, and many of them, I doubt they are even humans. I have had done many lectures and many discussion on this subject, about the veracity of whether men in here are or not humans, or at least they're over, so I know that it's not. I know who is human or who is not, even do some around me, okay, but I try to coexist with them symbiotically. So, and consciously creating this reality. This system was created in a third-dimensional physical reality, but it is run and overseen in a fourth dimension astral level that most humans cannot see. But it's run overseen a fourth dimensional astral. Okay, the occult, the invisible world. Okay, I got that most humans cannot see, feel, or hear because of the program that we have. It's just like they say, okay, now we're gonna see, feel, or hear what we have programmed all of you to hear, sometimes to talk or to see what we want you all to see and to hear. But I have some of us who somehow succeed in piece the matrix and piece the fabric of this system to see outside of it. They kind of figured out already a long time ago, so they kind of those are the most persecuted people and hated. This matrix cannot be fixed in the same consciousness it was created in. As the creators had every right in a free-willed universe to do as they wished. Okay, until there, okay, but the same way that they can do as they wish because they have this free will, so do we. And they have to understand and respect each one of us free will as well. Respect to be respected. That's the rule. So instead, we must shift our consciousness here out of the lower frequency where the control matrix exists, and the old matrix must be dissolved from a lack of energy on its own. It is, I can see that it's coming. It is slowly come, but in some areas more than others. Some, but it's coming eventually. I feel that. However, it's gonna take some time because there is some kind of how to say, is multi-layered timeline. Okay, each continent, each country, each regions are living a different perspective and a different timeline. What a continent, what a region, what a place is experiencing should not be the case of other people. Okay, so we cannot say, oh, we are experiencing a lot of havocs here, a lot of upheaval, so I guess that the world is coming to an end. No, that's just your area, is your timeline. It does not give respect to other people's timeline. They haven't come yet there. You see, they haven't jumped, have that leap yet to reach that point. They are still somewhat in the, either they are on the future or they are on the past. It's a kind of a very complex understanding, and it takes a lot of inner work to understand all this concept. So since we are creating our reality, we can easily fall into the trap of being stuck in the past. This creates a perpetual loop of old energy and the recurrencies that keep us trapped. That's so very, very true. A small number of people can steer the collective consciousness to a positive timeline faster with collective intention. We have been receiving energy from the cosmos that has been raising the vibration of the planet gradually and has exponentially accelerated over the last few years. Many star seeds have come here to restore the original organic matrix template. Things you can do to accelerate personal ability, the matrix. Here are some things that I share from myself and others on how to exit the matrix that seems to be helping our shift. Just don't see so much bad negative news. Uh, if possible, go to a place very quiet near mountains or interior, some countryside, if if you can afford it. Otherwise, you have to create your mind kind of. You try your best to fight all the depression and not to succumb easily to stress. Stay stress free and a positive outlook. Focus on a great future. Forgive yourself and forgive others, for they do not remember who they are. Yeah, some people do not remember, but even when we try to remind them who they are, they just kind of shy the eyes altogether. They would uh, either um, um, reject our perspective, our point of view, and are still throwing religions at our face and always bring in the religion to irk you and to irritate you. So for these people, just let them be. Okay, even if they are relating with you in a relationship, spirit, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, ex-wife, ex-spouse, sons, daughters, father, mother, uh, siblings, friends. Okay, just let them be. Give them their due and leave yours. Okay, there's no other thing, no other thing to maintain the equilibrium, the balance. So forgive yourself, forgive others. They don't want to remember. They rather stay in this slumber because ignorance is a bliss. Where they came from or why they are, and they don't care. So let them be. Leave your past, let others theirs. That's what I do. Be of service. Service could be as simple as serving at a restaurant, cooking for your community, that's good, and for the homeless people, for the animals. For me, I like to serve the animals. Running a blog where people share their own experiences or articles about consciousness, or simply holding space in a positive way for someone going through a hard time. Yeah, to give these people strength, to lift them up when they are down, and to make them know that there is always a true light, not a fake, but a true light beyond that tunnel, that dark tunnel in their lives, and that they can surf the tsunamis in life. Okay, that too shall pass. I know it's not easy. It's easier for me to be here sitting telling than being there and experience it. But coming from a people who experience a lot of it tremble, a lot of upheavals in life, up and downs, up and downs, up and downs, I can best grasp the concept of hardship, of wanting, necessity. Since I got married, loneliness, exclusions, neglect, many other things. Not neglect from a man because I don't need that. I'm like a cat. Although I'm a more like a wolf person, I'm a wolf person. I am very now I am in touch with felines, so I kind of learn with them to be aloof, to be always on my own, and really, I cannot even bother to socialize, and I don't like parties. I'm a very boring person in this aspect. The only thing I like is amusement park. If there is children, you can count on me. We go and I have fun. Kids, kids and animals. But adult time, unless they share the same kind of thinking as I do, I don't think that I can relate with them. So love yourself and be of service to others after you have healed yourself and have learned to love yourself as an aspect of source. Oh, that's I do. I love myself no matter what people say about me, and this is when the ego comes in, because if you don't have the ego, if you really have to follow this doctrine of sacrifice yourself at the benefit of others, totally annul yourself. You see, you are annulling yourself. You validate yourself for the sake of another when nobody is paying you any damn attention. Not that you should care anyway, because things must be given without accept anything back in return. That's me. I like to give things unconditionally. I don't want anything in return. Okay, but it feels very sad when people, at least they don't have to come and give things to you and do the same thing and pay on the same coin. You see, they will say thank you. Don't need much. At least, please, do not pay evil for good. That's not good. Do not pay evil for good after people have done so much for you, and then what you do is only ingratefulness and backstabbing. That's no good. The worst thing in life is betrayal in a people around you that you cannot trust, who are just waiting to stab you on the back. This is terrible feelings. Okay, they don't have to give you anything, especially so material things, but please do not be so um, obsessed on other people's bad. So if you feel ascension burnout and ascension symptoms, you should take a break from service to others until you are at balanced place full of self-love. Watch your actions, reactions, thoughts, and words. We are creating our own reality. Our words, thoughts, actions, and imagination are way more powerful than we realize. Being cognizant of where our energy is linking will starving the dark ones who really rely on our negative energy. I'll try. It's sometimes very difficult, but I may try. So I like to stay alone because I cannot even trust myself at the times. So I'm trying. Try not to be so explosive because I have Aries in the moon. You see, Virgo is explosive. I don't like Virgo so much. I have Virgo sun and Aries. I have this influence of Aries moon. So you see, can be a bit sometimes explosive when antagonized. When antagonized. Otherwise, it's a very calm water, very calm sea. Focus and intention to outcorrect what has been created. We can focus on what we do not want while exist in the now, in a place of balance and peace within ourselves. Join groups in meditation, drumming, singing, or chanting with common goals. There is power in numbers. That's good. Fortunately, for me, I cannot get all this. Envision a world of prosperity and abundance without money. What would you be doing if there were no such thing as money? Well, in an utopia world that will be nirvana, it will be wonderful, will be needless. However, let's be down to earth and realistic. still we still are living with the help of this fiat paper. We cannot just wash our hands off and say I don't need money unless I don't know, you can have your own produce behind your backyard or in your yard, in front of our house. You live by nature. You have your ends through nature. But for how long, So if you want to travel, you're still gonna need the money. Okay, if you want to buy a property, you still need the money. If you want to have an internet, you still need the money to pay your bills. So money, 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 money for basically everything. And I know that this per se is a slavery concept. When you stop to think about it, you become slave of this tool. So leave out of the little details of the how you'll get three magic, and instead just focus on the end result. Not having to work to pay bills, eat, or have a roof over your head. How I'm thinking of buying one trailer, then I go anywhere I want, but then for that I still have to have my driving license, you see. So that's the way how to live our twilight like that, free if the wind. And in Brazil we can get a very cheap trailer indeed, about how 3,000 US dollar, 2,000 US dollar, minus the car, just the trailer, minus the car. Okay, very cheap. And I was thinking maybe I should live in a trailer, because I am a wandering soul. I like to be free. Me and my mom, I learned from mother. She always taught us to be free. My mother didn't had much to give us in terms of monetary gift, and that's okay. I never asked nothing from my mom. I give to her. I didn't take. I give to my mother. Give wholehearted as a good beloved daughter. Okay, and there's a gift that she gave all of her children, that was freedom. Be free. Be free to have your choices. Be free to fly. Be not um, attached to anything. She was a Gemini Aries, and she was so like a very free soul. You know, she didn't judge people for the choices they made. Her daughters and sons could be just anything. She would never judge, but she will console every time and say it's okay, you're gonna be better, you're gonna do better, it's okay, it's just a learning. My mom was wonderful, very nice lady, and she gave me this gift, and it's a gift of freedom. Be like a bird in the sky, a bird with feathers to fly, not a bird whose wings is being tied up and limited and are unable to fly, lost with their own imagination and fantasies. So envision a world of peace where there are no more wars, no more fighting. Lay down the sword, give up the fight to always be right. Yeah, I have to work on that too. Rather than protest against what you do not want, show what you are for. Mhm. Envision an earth that is pristine and beautiful, untouched and unspoiled. And do our part to clean our environment, to clean our lakes, clean our roads, and do not throw garbage like many stupid people does still nowadays. And that's what I don't like, is dirty people who just throw in a litter anyhow. Envision an education system that teaches children who they are and ask them to be creative instead of just give a set of pre-programmed thought forms or rules or subject to the children to memorize it. Allow the children, I know that in the Occident they does that, they allow children to be let's say creative, to show their own opinion rather than we impart and enforce it to them. You see, that's how I raise my children this way, to have their own thought, to have their own opinion, and to think for themselves who they are. But allies, they do not heed, you see, because it's always the opposite. When the parents are good, they want to see the other side of the coin, because look like there's some forces who somehow um, influences them to show eyes the other side of polarity, which it teach them this way to be free, to be constructive, to be creative. Okay, but they become a bit like stuck it up, limited, etc. Instead, and some parents were very pushy, tiger mommy. Do you had the title tiger mom, tiger dad? You heard this title? Those one who are very pushy, like children at home. It's 24 hours from school to home and a tuition, out to tuition again. And the poor kids only have 5 hours of sleep a day. No time for play, no time to be creative. Okay? And when they have a parents like that, what they gonna do? As they grow up, they will rebel because they have built up a lot of negative emotions inside, because they have been so restricted by those parents that they cannot take it anymore. And as they grow up, they will rebel. Okay, they will rebel for a while, but after that they will return to be a nice, conditioned and obedient child. Why? Because the parents were not so kind and amorous and lovely and unconditional towards them. So they want to show the parents another facet of life in the other side of the coin, so that the parents will see and then try to see their own image, their opposite images of what they could have been to them. You see how life is projects to us, how life reflects back at us. And a mother who has been lovely, free, give you unconditional love and freedom and love and care to their sons and daughters, when they grow up, they will show the opposite. And I show that parents, you see what you could have been more towards us, more limiting, more strict, more this and that. You see, but at the end of the day, you don't let this matrix polarity uh, influence you and think that you are really a bad parent, that you had failed as a parent. Don't think this way. You have done your best as a parent. Okay, you have done, as long as you haven't taken drugs, do alcohol, be a loser as a mother and a father, have beaten the crap out of them, then I must say that you have passed with fly colors to raise your daughters and sons. What they choose to be, it's up to them. And sooner or later, one day their only children will show to them the same face of the coin that they have given to their nice, lovely, unconditional parents. Mark my word. Because the universe does not sleep. And everything that you throw and you see through I image on the mirror will reflect back to you. And one thing is for you not to be also bad daughter or son. So envision a world of peace where there are no more wars, no more fighting, protest against what you do not want, show what you are for. Envision a nest that is pristine and beautiful, untouched and unspoiled. Envision an education system that teaches children that they are worth, that they are there to contribute to some creativity to the adults. What will this be like? Check out the future of education. I know already to teach children to be more creative. Envision all your superhuman abilities, age regression or rejuvenation and regeneration, telepathy. Check out superpower activation, the collective consciousness field. Imagine what you would be like at your perfected age of choice. I am ageless. I don't think about reasons of arboreal for anything. This is only a concept, is a construct. This is a conventional construct. Age is just a number. I know that technically wise and in practice people will think differently. You are old already because you are 40 plus already. Or you are 38, you've been old. And all society will always say that. However, you don't have to follow these patterns of thinking. Because age is just a number. If you don't mind, it will not matter. My perfect choice, there's no perfect age for me. My perfect age is what I have now in this present moment. I don't care what I have been yesterday. I don't want it back. I want it back because I wish I could do different choices in marriages. Okay? I could have done different choices. I wish I could bring back the clock. I wish I could bring back the clock. Back in the days, you see. However, I'm okay with the age. All I need and want to do is I have today. Because I'm more like, I'm more inspired. I have gained a lot of insights with this age. So I'm very happy for being 56-year-old today. Chronologically wise, but much younger, biologically wise, much younger. So envision a council of human elected elders working in the best interest for humanity and a new type of government. Wonderful, but it won't work for all the planet. Not for a very long time now. It will work more on the Occident, Australia, etc. It does want to work for certain continent here on this planet. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Until we feel that we don't need governing. People can govern themselves as long as they know how to out-police themselves, will be okay. Manifestation, remove blocks, contracts, and limiting beliefs that keep you in lack of what you need to comfortably survive and receive healing. Imagine a magical world, one where colors are vibrant and we remember how to manifest and unmanifest from the background or source energy, being connected to a planet and lifting the veil of illusion allows for a clear connection to source manifestation energy. Imagining being able to visit loved ones who have passed on and freely traveling to other planets, galaxies, universes. Yeah, that's really wonderful. I really wish to see my sisters, my mother, if they are still around. I don't think they are around. Unfortunately, I don't think they are around. I think that we die. That's it, our character gone. That mom and that sisters gone. They will linger for a while. There will be left some photocopy of them, but they are not integrated with all the components. They are not complete. They are not self-conscious or um, full conscious of who they are because they have lose a lot of fractals personalities along the way, because that's what's supposed to be the game here in this matrix, to do your game and later disintegrate and break into fractals, and I use some just a piece of these fractals to form yet another whole entity or unit. Okay, so that was the game. So in this case there, I really don't, I cannot be sure that I will be able to see my sisters and my mom who I so much love. And what can I do? All I have is my memories of them. That's what matters, the memory of the past. Find the balance in light and dark. All is from the same source. See my article, Find the Doorway Out of the Matrix. Stand in your sovereignty. You don't have this in Asia. Sovereignty here is a mock for them. They will mock you, literally wise, as a fractal source and sever contracts that are not in your highest and best interest. Healing everything is energy. Heal through energy work. Detox, asking for help from a higher self and start family support system. Ask from the universe. Clear energetic blocks from present and parallel lifetimes and neutralize implants. Release relationships that are no longer functioning. Yeah, that's so true, because it will warn you off. It will really disgust you and transform you into a monster. But in most cases, it's so difficult, not emotionally, but financially or even physically wise, okay, because of limitations depending on where you are. Especially when this relationship is eons old. Recognize repeating patterns by acknowledging the issue and letting go of limiting beliefs and fear. Intend to activate, rearrange, and heal your DNA. Superchange your water and or crystals with this task. Continue to raise your vibration. Match your frequency to the highest possible outcome. Meditation, grounding in eating, laughing was better than children and animals to laugh with. Less dense foods, no fluoride from water or the dentist, and try also to do fasting, alternate fast. Connect and merge with your higher self. Be the higher self frequency embodied. Your higher self is ready to join you. Your higher self always has a part of itself outside of the matrix and has wisdom from parallel lifetimes to offer. Go within, find your own truth. Learn to use the bad skills, communicate, with your body. You have all the answers you need within. Part of your work is figuring out how to do this and what it means for you. Hold space for those who are confused and suffering. Yeah, and better not to be judgmental. That's true. When you see somebody suffering for will another, in very rare cases and really valid um, cases, you don't go and say, good for you, you ask for it, doing your choices. That's the last thing that people want to hear. Let's say a young person who has been kidnapped, who has been traumatized as a young girl, okay, a young woman, okay, and this woman has been through a lot of problems. You cannot tell this person who is the victim of some older and unscrupulous person that it was this young victim choice to accept the invitation from somebody. You see? Yes, in the subconscious, unconscious mind of this young person, the victim, she was unconscious. She went unconscious as in trance, because when we are in a hologram, when you are within a configuration, it's very difficult to resist. Imagine a vacuum, a very powerful industrial vacuum. It's really impossible. Then you times this like 10 times more. It's very hard for you to avoid that suction and that compulsion, the pressure, the sucking pressure of that influences whatever that energy. So when this ever happened, that person unconsciously, without knowing, have followed a path. Some use also goes into drugs. Why? They are young. They do it unconsciously. They are not doing consciously, because if they were conscious, they will wake up, snap out from the day and say, what am I doing here? Why am I doing that in the first place? What's happening to me? And then they will choose another path and stay clear from drugs or alcohol altogether, or fights or gangs, etc., or even drugs cartel, okay, drugs gang. But no, they are there in that group, and that is group consciousness, which is so powerful, and they can easily control the mind of the youth. It's not a joke, it's not a mumble jump, it's not a hogwash, it's true. Group collective consciousness is very much powerful, and it can do either good or bad, depending on the overall um, consciousness and thinking of the group. Be ready to release illusions, 3D and material things that weigh you down. Support the star children. They are here carrying the frequency and knowledge that will tip the scales, die or drop in the body. Some people will not choose to bring their body to the next dimension. These people will receive necessary healing on the other side and can choose to help humanity as a guide, or they can simply return home. That's good. That's very good. And that's really what I look forward to, and not all this trap of nether worlds will go through a lot of sufferings, because there's enough of sufferings here. We don't need more sufferings the other side. Even the criminals, they too need some, I would say, therapies. I know what they did was bad here, but given the model of the world, who are we to judge? Given the model of the world, and then here they already goes through trials, they already are judged for it. Okay, they don't need another judgment of the very, very severe type and the other side. We not choose to bring them back to the next dimension. These people will receive necessary healing on the other side. That's good. Life shows you what is inside. This may sound like an overwhelming amount of work to accomplish. The truth is, many people are already working on this, whether they realize it or not, and not everything has to be done the same for everyone. Our lives create scenarios that bring up what needs to be seen and addressed already. Repeating negative patterns, failed relationships, yeah, marry, keep on marrying, fail one time, then marry again, then 30 time, fail, marry again. uh, then you like all the dramas, and you are addicted to it, and you are kind of masochist. Illness, disease, aches, pains, and difficulty in survival all point to energetic blockage and those implants that need to be cleared. It may seem a little too much outside of the box thinking to say that we are going to imagine a new world into existence. But if we only believed in the power of our creative mind, and if we understood that everything outside of the eyes is a holographic projection from within, then we could grasp how this shift will be possible. Even in children, animal, does the animals also hold this holographic projection of their inside? No, I have problem trust this statement here, and I still gonna sleep on it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold it for other ponderation, and I'm gonna meditate on that. I really don't accept this. Not everything is within our grasp, and not everything is within our possibilities. Okay, not all animals asked to suffer that way, not all children. So I gonna tell you is just like it's no point for you to say one thing that people need to to pay attention to those who are suffering, and then turn around and say that everything that we see in our front is a project of our internal world. And again I say, given the model of the world, nobody, nobody wants to suffer. Given the model of the world, you follow me. So I don't agree at all with what you are saying here. For those who have been on the awakened path for a while, they may feel like their work in this lifetime is already done. Some feel like they have gone above and beyond as healers and paths, teachers, light grounders, and greedy walkers. Many of us are tired and are ready to go home. If you do not do anything else at this point but focus on trying to be calm and balanced, you are still doing a tremendous amount of work to shift the collective towards ascension. Jews that are newly awakened and fresh are taking the baton to finalize the rest of the work that needs to be done to have a critical mass toppling point. However, No one can do the self work for you, and we are always ascending in the universe until we merging back with Source. If you find yourself overwhelmed with the amount of information provided, you can always count on a professional advisor such as myself and many others that I have shared with my websites to help you narrow your focus. Wait a minute, what if this however no one can do the self work? Okay, until now I agree with that. I think to the universe until we merge as we continue always ascending in the universe until we merge back with source. That means what? That we still have to climb on steps. Yeah, steps. You're gonna step take long time to go to next step to the second step and more longer time to the third fourth, and then when we wake up in the linear time we have spent I like say 10,000 of reincarnation, and it doesn't make any sense again to me. I believe that the template, the original template, was for us to do our bid to come. Okay, I choose now to have this experience that I'm having right now. And then when my work is finished, I go home gladly. I don't need to go through reincarnation again. Do you follow me? I don't need to do all this nonsense again because I will be tired. So I need a rest. And when I say I need a rest, I don't need a rest in some reformatory, in some asylum planet, in the purgatory, or through therapy in the other planets to return and reincarnate. No, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that we need a total rest, and I'm gonna say 0 point in time where we go back to the void. It's just like there's no time, there's no existence, there's nothing. There's 0 0 0 point. You follow? So that's what I mean. We don't need to wait for more 10,000 years, 1,000, 2,000. To me, that's just about the matrix which we are so much argue against. So final points. Try to show respect for those who do not seem to be awake, but there may be many reasons why their soul did not choose to awaken. Yeah, they have a shape or they are um, too immature yet. Also, given the age, or sometimes they are not ripe yet for that. You see, so in these cases we cannot push. We offer the medication. Say okay, the person say, oh, I have trouble, I cannot figure out this life, I'm stressed, I'm depressed. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I want to die, I want to commit suicide. Okay, then the person come, oh, you have some, I see that you have some emotional problem, you're going through some traumas right now, aren't you? Okay, I'm gonna offer you a medication, but it's up to you. I'm gonna put it here on the table. Whether you're gonna take it or not is up to you. It's your choice. Okay, you can take a long time to take it, or you can just reject it altogether, not take, and continue with your depression and continue search for answers for things that doesn't have any answer. And in the end, what you're gonna find the answers is take some amount of pills and a dose of alcohol and sleep forever. You know what I mean? So it's not ready for the final incarnation ascension path at this time. Everyone is experiencing this shift and consciousness see differently. Move towards being with like-minded individuals is rare, very rare for me, that are balanced and support for each other. Do what you can for those that are lacking energy, but do not allow them to steal yours. Yeah, of course, we always have a shoulder, off our shoulder. for somebody to cry, and just we offer alternatives and whatever we can to help, because most of us also have problem on our own. We have problem. I don't know this other lady, but I do have a lot of problems to resolve. But sometimes nobody will notice, because I'm always, most of the time, I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm singing. So let go of the past and focus on what you want right now for our future. Do your higher consciousness self work, and then return to your daily life knowing that you are the witness for things that you do not want in your future. We are currently straddling two words or more, one of control and domination, and the other of imagination and creativity. And there's the between. Our reality continues to gradually shift, but one day it will be obvious that there has been a bifurcation or splitting of words. In order to exit, we have to have lived the 30D, 4D frequency and move to 5D and above. This one gonna be the 5G, where everything is openly seen for what it is. I don't think it will ever have. If it ever happen, the species here not gonna be the same. I'm so sorry. The bigger picture shows us that when we hurt someone else, we are hurting ourselves, because we are all connected. This one's all the grandma story, and we come from the same source. If people only realize this, we could change our reality overnight. Remember, anything is possible, and a question everything. Yeah, everything is possible when we have the possibility and the chances. I can finish myself by saying that everything is possible when you, whenever you got the chances and the resources. So is it for now?